Good day, it's Egg. Today I'll be doing something new for the channel, just to spice things up. This is the Transformers Henkei Grimlock, an action figure released by Takara Tomy in 2008. Let's open this unsealed box and take a look at the Dinobot leader. Hasbro released the Transformers Classics line in 2006 as a series of toys that recalled the original Generation 1 characters, but with modernized designs. Henkei was a Japanese line that took those figures and repainted them to look even more accurate to the cartoon. Oh yeah, and they added a whole bunch of chrome. I mean, that's pretty much what everybody talked about back then, and it wasn't always positive. As a 12-year-old who had just discovered Transformers through the Michael Bay movie a year prior, I basically shit my pants when I found this figure during a trip to the far-off land of Toronto. There was this cool store called Silver Snail, and they had all sorts of different figures and stuff there. I was so excited to get this Grimlock that I actually kept the box and all the inserts. Grimlock and the Dinobots were always really fun characters in the show. I mean, I mainly think of the 1986 movie, where they're basically a bunch of 4-year-olds who don't want to get in the car, and they keep begging Grandpa to tell them old stories at the most inopportune times. But anyway, this figure here is a recognizable representation of Grimlock. We can see him in the box looking good in his T-Rex mode. Inside that box, we got this nifty card that says something on it. We also have a little sheet that says something on it. We get this neat little comic with the figure, which pretty much demands you to buy all the other toys in the line when it shows you how cool they look fighting each other. The instruction manual is just your usual fold-out sheet, but we don't need this when we have muscle memory. Grimlock looks pretty good in his dino mode, but the chrome is really starting to show some wear after 14 years. Even though I took pretty good care of this figure, you can still see some yellowing and everything on the chest and feet. But it's still really cool and eye-catching with how excessive it is. We have an opening jaw with some painted in detail, and tiny T-Rex arms of terror to pose. His tail can move, and oh my god, did I try and panel line this figure? Well, I guess I didn't treat it like the Mona Lisa or whatever, but clearly I gave up and wiped away my work after degrading the value. I don't really care. It's not like I'm gonna resell it. If this dino mode isn't enough for you, then the gun can attach to the back and that's game over. He's just gonna destroy you. There is some light piping for the eyes, and it's a pretty good clean mode overall. The two halves of the torso don't go together perfectly, and again, the chrome wear is really showing, but it still looks pretty good. To transform this guy, we remove the tail and start turning things around. It's not an overly fun or interesting transformation. In robot mode, the top half looks really good, but the bottom half... If you know Gene Simmons' Lizard Godzilla boots, then get ready for a new fashion statement. Dinosaur boots. Grimlock is just standing on his dinosaur mode head, and the little arms are just kinda hanging there since they don't attach to anything. There is some detail inside of the legs, but they're just kinda silly looking, honestly. The rest of the figure is pretty good, aside from the screws that are facing us on the shoulders. Speaking of the shoulders, they don't lock into place at all, even with all the little clips they have. The torso can turn, but like, not from the center, so it kinda looks weird when you start posing this guy. You can take the tail and put it in his hand for an ass whip. Then we have the previously mentioned gun, which is actually really cool, and it has a pretty good firing mechanism. I mean, this thing really shoots. It has more force than most other Transformer weapons. Once you're done causing mass disaster with your toy, you can store the gun and tail on the back if you feel so inclined to do so. We can see some nice paint apps on this figure with gold and red on the arms. It looks decent overall, but this isn't the best mold in the entire world. This is a Transformer that had a lot of hype for me because it was a cool Japanese thing. As a 12-year-old who browsed eBay all the time but didn't have a credit card, it was so amazing to go to a store and get this figure. I really appreciated this for what it is, but on its own, Grimlock's really nothing special. It's a sentimental piece for me, and no matter how many of my old Transformers end up in bubble wrap or a thrift store, this guy is keeping his place in my bin. That's all I gotta say in this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing something different on my channel. More model kit videos are coming. In fact, I just ordered an early 90s kit that's gonna be a ton of fun. I haven't had an actual interest in the Transformers franchise in nearly 11 years, but it's still something from my past that I have a lot of affection for. Every now and then I get a little sickness where I look back at all the stuff I love from Transformers. G1, the Japanese trilogy, Beast Wars, animated, and the first 2 live-action movies. That's my little bubble. This video was just a little bit of fun and also a warm-up for a bigger Transformers one that's coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like and subscribe if you want. You can check out my second channel, Eggk, for mostly record collection videos, although I have uploaded a few of my songs there if you want to subject yourself to that. You can also follow me on Instagram at Eggfarm. That's it for now, so I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.